Kashmir, the changes taking place in the politics of Kashmir on the ground, with Omar Abdullah having made a very important statement, and we will analyze that, as also, of course, another one on renaming of certain relics of the past, which the Modi government continues, and the debate it generated. But let's first begin with the headlines. Iconic Mughal garden renamed to Amrit Udyan inside Rashtrapati Bhavan. Opposition questions the move.
If you read next time in a foreign newspaper, because they always, foreign newspapers, they like using words like Hindu nationalist come. Ask yourself, how wrongly are they reading this?
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar calls out Western media over Hindu nationalist government narrative. One pilot succumbs to injuries as two IAF jets crash in Morena. Two injured airlifted from the site. Prime Minister Modi lauds and congratulates NCC cadets as the NCC commemorates 75 years of its inception. Union Home Minister Amit Shah holds roadshow in pole-bound Karnataka. Violent shock over video of Tyre Nichols, a 29-year-old black man brutally beaten up in police custody in the United States. All right, Omar Abdullah, while participating in Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, said something that got our attention, as also of some Kashmir observers. It seems he was putting the onus of Article 370 entirely on the Congress party, hence suggesting that perhaps the Abdullahs are ready to do business with Delhi. The Gupkar gang seems divided over Article 370, while the Congress still stays against the decision of abrogation. Now Omar Abdullah seems to be doing that U-turn. Is Vadra Congress deserted and sidelined once again when it comes to the article? Let's look at this report and then I come back to debate.
While senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh is talking about Article 370,
कि इन्होंने अपनी शान बगारी में कश्मीर के साथ जो निर्णय लिया है, बिना कश्मीर के लोगों को विश्वास में लिए, ये अच्छा नहीं कुछ.
while Jairam Ramesh remains cagey on abrogation of Article 370.
जो बिल 5 अगस्त 2019 को लाया गया और पारित किया गया, लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से नहीं हुआ, जबरदस्ती.
Omar Abdullah has almost deemed it a non-issue and a Congress issue.
ये वो कांग्रेस की अंदरूनी बातचीत है. मैं तो आज भी मान के चलता हूँ कि 370 जम्मू कश्मीर की जो खसूसी पोजीशन थी, वो हमारी विरासत कम और कांग्रेस की विरासत ज़्यादा है.
Has Omar Abdullah made a U-turn from this position of 2019?
हमने उस वक्त अपना सदर रियासत और वजीर आजम भी रखा था जो इन्होंने काटा. इंशाल्लाह उसको भी हम वापस ले आएंगे.
And has he left Congress isolated in its divisive position for one nation? Let's debate.
All right, we have good 25 minutes to discuss this, and we have 6 guests joining us. Anila Singh, spokesperson BJP, live from Delhi. We also have Ratan Sharda, political analyst and author, an RSS ideologue, live from Mumbai. We also have Sajid Yusuf, he's already there with us, CEO of the Real Kashmir News, and to defend the Congress party. We have Pankaj Sharma, senior journalist, former media advisor to Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath, joining us live from Delhi. Abid Mir Magami, youth leader Congress, live from Budgam. And Irfan Hafiz, lone activist and lawyer, live from Srinagar. If I could begin with you, Irfan, before I go to the Congress spokespersons. Irfan, what's really happening on the ground? We heard Omar Abdullah say that Article 370 is actually a legacy of the Congress party more than the National Conference. Is he suggesting that we are ready to do business with the BJP, with the centre, with Delhi, if they upgrade the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir or restore its status as a state?
Mr. Abhishek ji, we have to give context to his statement. And it is very candid, clear. He wants to convey a message that this 370 was provided in the constitution. It was in fact recommended by, decided by the Constituent Assembly. And at that point of time, the Congress party was at the helm of affairs. So they were always very candid, clear about it, that it is to whether it will remain or it will go, it will be decided by the Constituent Assembly of J&K. So from the day one, the decision of the G, can you hear me?
You are sort of agreeing with Omar Abdullah, but even I understand some history. The fact of the matter is that Article 370 is as much a legacy of Sheikh Abdullah as it is of the Congress party, I think. And by putting the entire onus on the Congress party, I thought Omar was howsoever subtly suggesting that he's ready to do business with the centre and the BJP, of course. Does that okay, you made your point. Does that really leave the Congress party high and dry? That would be my question. And let me take this to Pankaj Sharma first.
No, you must, even a man of ordinary person
Pankaj
can understand.
Sharma, does that leave Congress party really high and dry in Jammu and Kashmir, as of course in many other states of the country, despite the Bharat Jodo Yatra?
In a sense that they have not kept it agenda of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So in that context, he was saying, in fact, it was the legacy of the Congress party and they should have reflected
in politics. There are always multiple meanings of a statement that you make. Irfan ji, in politics there are always multiple conclusions that you can come to from a statement. But let me take this to Pankaj Sharma. My question to you, Pankaj Sharma, is if you go by this spin that's coming in on Omar Abdullah's statement while participating in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, it's clear that the Congress party is not an attractive proposition even for the Abdullahs in Kashmir, as also of course in many other states.
See, if you know the history of Article 370, it was... And his hatred for the Maharaja persuaded Nehru to give special status to J&K. Yes, please.
Go ahead. There was some audio issue. Please go ahead.
So find that Omar Abdullah has said that Article 370 was more of the Congress legacy, but as everyone knows that you can't blame the Congress party for this. But at the same time, let me tell you, he has also said several other things in his statement. He has said that it has been 8 years straight since the last assembly elections were conducted in Jammu and Kashmir. This is for the first time that there has been such a long gap between polls in J&K. Such a situation never even occurred during the worst days of militancy in J&K. It was in 2014 when the last assembly election took place. He has also expressed his concern for the minorities in the country and said it is for the first time that there is no Muslim representative in either house of the parliament. So he has also said the statehood should not have been taken from us. All these things also he has said. So let us debate those parts of his statements also. Why only Article 370? And no one can blame the Congress party for Article 370. It was a different situation, and everyone knows the history.
Pankaj, you have also wrung your hands dry of Congress party's participation in Article 370. So if Omar Abdullah says it was Congress's baby, if Congress says no, it was not ours, who was there in 1947? Surely not the BJP. Anila Singh, what's happening?
My Ram Ram to everyone, and this is funny This is funny, the language which is being used by Omar Abdullah, and he is saying that Article 370 is the legacy of the Congress party. But the thing is, can he deny the fact? Can he deny the fact that they have acted like hand and gloves in
Irfan, hold on. Let Anila Singh speak.
Of making Jammu Kashmir a disputable area, giving Jammu Kashmir a special status. You know what is this? This is fabrication.
Irfan,
this is dividing line. This is what Congress party did. But Sheikh Abdullah was very much into it. We know it very well. But Bharatiya Janata Party, we talk about Bharatiya Janata Sangh, whether we talk about Bharatiya Janata Party or we talk about the RSS. We had been fighting from the day one that Kashmir is the integral part of our nation, Bharat. But what Congress did, it gave it a special status. It gave it a special status. And what Article 35A did, I mean, this was simply the murder of the basic human rights. People who came from West Pakistan to reside there, how they were treated. The thing is, whether we talk about National Conference, or whether we talk about Congress, or we talk about the Gupkar gang, what they have done, they have reaped the fruits of terrorism.
But it seems, Anila Singh,
this is what these political parties had done.
Anila Singh, it seems something has happened there in the valley, which sort of clearly suggests that the Gupkar gang, the PAGD, is a house divided. You know, and it's not a recent development that PAGD is divided. Some say it's already dead. Ratan Sharda, before I go to Sajid Yusuf, I would try to understand from you, with your fantastic understanding of history, are the Abdullahs really recalibrating their position and telling Delhi that please restore the status of Jammu and Kashmir as a state from the downgraded union territory, and we are ready to talk to you, do business with you, and let Congress go one way and the PAGD go the other way? The Abdullahs, because they smell the possibility of coming back to power, they are okay if some of the situation is salvaged with the restoration of their status, and they are okay with that.
Abhishek, first of all, one question you asked, what has changed, why Omar Abdullah is changing stance? Here is Sajid Yusuf representing the new breed of politicians of Kashmir Valley. I had said when the 370 was scrapped that a new breed of young politicians will come, and they will solely replace the dinosaurs of Kashmir Valley who have nothing but contempt for the Indian Constitution. Depends on which side of the table they sit, and they have been exploiting Kashmir in the name of 370. For 70 years, they became billionaires and people remain poor. Secondly, what you say is that Omar Abdullah is much more pragmatic than the clueless Congress. He knows 370 is irreversible. They cannot change it. As far as and now why it takes a lot of time, people forget that from January 1990 to October 1996, there was continuous governance rule in Jammu Kashmir. And what did they gain? Now, after 70 years of terrorism, separatism, and continuous call for, Kashmir in danger and all that blah, blah, now today, it will take some time. And remember, this particular 370 or any issue is not Kashmir Valley. It is Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh and POJK. Remember this. And who left POJK out of India? With the connivance of Nehru and Sheikh Abdullah, that was left out while we were winning it back. Coming to 370, somebody said, that it is constitutional validity. Do they know that Jammu Kashmir Constitution very clearly stated, I think Article 3, that this accession is irreversible. Thirdly, when you know that 35 is illegal, did anybody talk about it? 35, the most inhuman article that took away rights of 1 million Hindus who ended up in Jammu Kashmir rather than Punjab. They forget women whose rights were trampled upon. And scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, LGBT, they were under the threat of continuously losing their citizenship. All this. And coming back to this normalcy, I said, Jammu Kashmir, and as Farooq Abdullah said rightly, that they have to live with the new reality if they want to survive. Otherwise, they will become irrelevant, and he sees it. But Congress doesn't see it. Or Rahul Gandhi would not have dropped halfway and not started talking Kashmir language. Sorry, Pakistani language.
Yeah. Ratan Sharda. Yeah, Ratan Sharda, important point that you make, and this gives us a lot of esteem to take this conversation forward. Irfan, I'll come to you. I gave you opening comments. Irfan, I'll come to you. I have to involve Sajid also in this. And Sajid, can we also have Abid Mir Magami? I think there was some video issue with him. But Sajid, Sajid, my curiosity is, Sajid, you are a young leader in the valley and an activist and a journalist.
Does anybody remember it?
Sajid,
Mr. Engineer, tell me, was Jammu Kashmir Maharaja not pushed out of Jammu Kashmir and sent to Mumbai? You forget that? It was Sheikh Abdullah that got 370 through Nehru. Remember this. Don't try to fool people today.
Exactly, Ratan Sharda ji. That's what I was saying. I think you put it beautifully when you said Omar is pragmatic, Congress is clueless. Irfan, hold on. I have to go to Sajid Yusuf. Sajid, you know, you are a young leader in the valley. You have your pulse on the ground. Please tell us. Is Omar being really smart in understanding what's happening on the ground? I think he gets a feedback that things have changed in the valley and that people want a long-term chart of progress in front of them, and that cannot come via Pakistan. And that's why the Abdullahs have realized, to hell with PAGD, let's talk business with Delhi. Sajid.
See, you are absolutely correct when it comes to JKNC. We are well aware about the Omar Abdullah and so-called JKNC. We are well aware about their history. Let me tell you the straightforward as Omar Abdullah, he is very, I can say, as a smart guy, because he is connected with the ground. He knows the pulse of the people, that people are least bothered about the Article 370 and 35A. And that's the reason he don't want to talk on these lines. If you talk about the JKNC once were talking on the on autonomy, and later on they said that let us do one thing, let's come on the statehood. And gradually these tones, the tones of the JKNC will keep changing with the passage of time. So if Omar Abdullah is claiming that this is a legacy of the Congress, so he's much smarter. He is well aware that if I will fool right now the people of Kashmir, that I will bring Article 370 and 35A back to them, they will throw me out. So he is well aware about the situation of the Kashmir Valley, and I must appreciate Omar Abdullah for his stand. He should not fool the people like his father does in the past. His father used to fool the people of Kashmir Valley since long. He used to say one thing in the Delhi and another thing in the Kashmir Valley. So these things, he is well aware that this generation, especially the youth of the Kashmir Valley, are well aware about the present situation. You can't fool the people all the time. They are well aware about the situation. And let me tell you one thing straightforward. Article 370 is gone. If the Congress will tomorrow say that we will get the 370 back, trust me, it will be the final nail in the coffin of Congress and nothing else.
Yes.
Okay, that's a strong statement to make. I want Irfan and Pankaj Sharma on the screen with me. To you first, Irfan. You know, just about a fortnight back, there were stories coming in from Pakistan attributed to some very senior journalists, including Hamid Mir, which suggested that there were some kind of talks happening, track 2, track 3, track 4 as it is called. And one of the suggestions was, and both the ISI and the deep state of Pakistan perhaps agreed, because they are struggling really on the economic front, that let's forget Kashmir for 20 years. If that is the sentiment in Rawalpindi, Appara, Irfan, you be very clear, and I think the Abdullahs get it, that Pakistan is not in the game anymore. Pakistan is struggling to survive as a nation. They can't guarantee their own citizens wheat and bread. And for people in Kashmir, or a section at least, to think even that Pakistan can come to their rescue, those days are over. Irfan, that is the reason perhaps why Omar has really recalibrated and triangulated his position in the presence of Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
See, Abhishek, move beyond this Omar Abdullah PAGD. It was a commitment made by the people of India. This was provided by the Constituent Assembly. Try to understand. Supreme Court in Sampath Prakash judgment held that 370 is permanent part of the Constitution of India. And the 370
till it is removed. No,
just please,
you are doing an absolute misinterpretation, Irfan Lone, of that verdict.
Abhishek ji, please just hold for a while. This is my humble
No.
request. Give me
You are
half
doing
a
an
minute.
absolute misinterpretation. I have to correct you there.
You
It
can.
was not
you
permanent.
can
It says so long as it is there, you can't do anything. That was the Supreme Court position. Anila Singh, you think
No, this is
370
not
was
fair.
a
Let me
promise
conclude
by the
first.
people
Let
of
me
India,
conclude
or you
first.
think it was a
This
promise
was
made by Nehru
370
to Sheikh
itself
Abdullah,
says
and now Omar Abdullah has really
nobody
wrung his
can
hands
do
dry
away with
of that
370
position.
Except the Constituent Assembly of J&K.
No,
We died in
Irfan, you are making a mistake.
1967.
Misrepresentation, misunderstanding of the
to
Supreme Court position.
Abdullah
Anila Singh.
family, this was given to Abdullah family by Congress. This was the dirty work done by the Congress. The experiment of special status and handover of the state to Sheikh Saab by the Congress was a historical blunder. No. It was a historical blunder, and it created.
Obviously, Congress ne diya tha.
This is
Let
what they
Congress.
did. And what NCP leaders, especially if I talk about Farooq. If we talk about Farooq Abdullah, if we talk about Omar Abdullah, when Article 370 was abrogated, what did they say? कि तिरंगे को चार कांधे नहीं मिलेंगे ले जाने के लिए. महबूबा मुफ्ती सेठ कि यहाँ पे खून की नदियां बह जाएंगे आर्टिकल 370 हट गया तो. These were the words of these leaders, Gupkar gang. 100 चूहे खाकर बिल्ली चली हज को. And see what Narendra Modi's strong willpower, political willpower has done. Today Kashmir is changing. Today Kashmir is changing.
Pankaj Sharma,
August
Pankaj
5th,
Sharma.
2019.
Please elaborate. Okay, Anila Singh, let Pankaj Sharma take this.
In the history of our
He is representing the Congress
the
view.
blunder which was done by
Let
the
Pankaj
Congress
Sharma
party
take this.
has been
Pankaj
corrected
Sharma,
by Narendra
Irfan
Modi.
Lone says that Article 370 was a promise by the people of India to the people of Jammu and Kashmir at that time. Pankaj Sharma, and that by a Supreme Court order it became a permanent provision. Does the Congress party really subscribe to that?
अगर उसको खत्म किया है तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने खत्म किया है. What Article 35A did? What Article 35A did? Because of Article 35A, because of the Article 35A, no person could have, no outsider could have bought any land. He couldn't have become permanent resident.
Let Pankaj Sharma respond. Let
What
Pankaj
was
Sharma
Article
respond.
35A and
Okay, let Pankaj Sharma respond. I'll come to you, Ratan Sharda ji. Let Pankaj Sharma respond.
If BJP says they are gang, why Prime Minister invited them? मेरे सवाल का जवाब.
See, I am responding, but let me make it very clear that I am not representing Congress.
That question, but let me get Pankaj Sharma because he wanted to come in for a while. Pankaj Sharma, Irfan Lone's position is that Article 370 was a gift of the people of India to the people of Jammu and Kashmir to make them join the country, and that by a Supreme Court order it became a permanent provision. Is that the Congress party position, by the way, when Omar Abdullah says it's Congress's legacy, not ours?
First of all, I am not representing Congress, but let me say that Article 370 had a provision that any changes could be brought about in it only by the concurrence of J&K Assembly. So how it was demolished by the BJP government in center, it is before everyone. So, that's a very tricky situation. And Nehru had promised that time that Article 370 was a temporary provision and will get eroded over a period of time.
No, okay.
Where is the confusion?
Good that you have responded to Irfan Lone. You have responded to Irfan Lone with a small matter of fact there, Pankaj Sharma. The provision was that only the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir could make that change which you are talking about, not the assembly.
Yes, very
and
right.
There was
Very
no
right.
Constituent Assembly in J&K, and there would never be.
There was no J&K Assembly.
The consent is not required now because that provision is infructuous. Ratan Sharda.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Pankaj Sharma, your facts stand corrected by Irfan Lone and by me also. Since there is no Constituent Assembly, Irfan Lone. No, Irfan Lone, please throw it away. I wish Sajid Yusuf was there. His line has got disconnected. No, it is not. Irfan Lone, put it in the bin of history. It's gone in the bin of history, Irfan Lone. There is no Constituent Assembly in Jammu and Kashmir, and there is never going to be one. And that's why that clause itself is infructuous. Let me get Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, you wanted to make some point, but I'll just add to it.
First of all,
This is in Supreme Court.
You
How
mentioned
can you
dinosaurs
say,
of Kashmir.
Forget 370. If tomorrow Supreme Court grants you, how can you prejudge? This is contempt of court if you say it won't come
You are
back.
misreading that Supreme Court order, Irfan Lone. I have told you that, but I have to move on. I have only left 2 minutes.
Abhishek,
Ratan Sharda, you wanted to make a point.
Pending in Supreme Court.
See,
If Supreme Court tomorrow grants it,
370
you
was
say
clearly.
Ratan Sharda,
अरे भैया चिल्लाना बंद करो.
Ratan Sharda, look at the difficult
चिल्लाने से
situation the
आपकी बात
Congress
सच
party
नहीं होगी.
find itself in.
Supreme Court. That is
See,
contempt
first
of
of all,
court.
Ratan Sharda, I wish I was allowed this. Ratan Sharda, the Congress party situation is na khuda hi mila na visale sanam.
See,
You know,
ये
खुदा
कह
ही
रहे हैं
मिला
ना,
ना
see,
विसाले
ये दुहाई दे रहे हैं.
Omar Abdullah says, thank you so much. I'll
मुझे
join
ये
your Bharat
बताइए,
Jodo Yatra
yeah.
for some cameras and then
First
use
of
that
all,
opportunity to really trash the Congress party.
What was Nehru's exact word?
My question is, Ratan Sharda.
The most what did Nehru exactly say? अरे यार,
बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता
कितना चिल्लाओगे भैया? कितना चिल्लाओगे? सुन लो मेरी बात. नेहरू के वर्ड क्या थे? 370 टेम्पररी, घिसते घिसते घिस जाएगा. Means slowly it will get rubbed off and it will finish. That was Nehru's word. Secondly, अरे सुन लो, अरे सुन लो, ये टेम्पररी था, टेम्पररी. आपका अधिकार वो सड़ा हुआ जो आपका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाया था ना 50 पेज का, उसके अंदर, अरे प्लीज अभिषेक कंट्रोल हिम. He's gone bonkers.
Irfan, hold on. I have to give last word to Pankaj Sharma, but Ratan Sharda, please complete.
So if that was 370 could have been removed by pleasure of the president as per constitution, still it was not done and Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha passed the resolution. Secondly, how did 35 come in? आपको बड़ी चिंता है ना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की. आपके 50 पेज की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, अरे शांति रखो, माइनॉरिटी राइट्स का जिक्र नहीं है आपके कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में. शेड्यूल का जम्मू कश्मीर में नाम भी नहीं है. ये नकली बेकार का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन था जिसमें ह्यूमन राइट्स को इन्होंने रगड़ दिया था, घस दिया था. ऐसे लोग आज नारे लगा रहे हैं. अरे आप क्या बात कर रहे हो? आपको इतनी शर्म नहीं है? 35 धोखे से लाया गया, उसके अंदर किया गया. माइनॉरिटी राइट्स इनके कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में नहीं था.
I'm told I have to wrap up. I give last word to Pankaj Sharma because the Congress party that needs some defense here. Pankaj Sharma, last 30 seconds to you. You know, I was saying over the period of last 2 years, there were DDC elections. The PAGD won, but subsequent to which we saw Abdullah's announcing that they will contest all the 90 seats on their own, which means basically the PAGD was dead. And now with this development, it is clear, Pankaj Sharma, that the Congress party stands in splendid isolation in Kashmir like in rest of the country. You think this is something, despite the Bharat Jodo Yatra, if that is the political dividend Congress party has got, the Congress party think tank needs to do some serious thinking.
You don't need to mix two things. And if Omar Abdullah is saying that Article 370 is more a Congress legacy, then why in November 2021, in a rally in Kishtwar, Omar Abdullah announced that actually he has voted to continue the fight for restoration of Article 370 single-handedly. So if it is more a Congress legacy...
Okay, you are... No. I think, Pankaj Sharma, you actually don't have much to answer because you know your Pikwant situation where...
No, I am answering. I am telling
where
you
damned if you do, damned if you don't, but you remain in isolation. Unfortunately, I have to end on that note. Anila Singh stays with me for the second debate. Thank you so much for rest of the guests. There is a big face-off over Mughal Gardens renaming in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, with the opposition hitting out at the centre for renaming them as Amrit Udyan. Opposition parties are alleging appeasement of the majority perhaps, and the Congress condemned and questioned the move. While Maulana Sajid Rashidi in fact went a step further. He said politics over name game should stop, otherwise there would be a civil war in the country. Would it be so? Let's look at this report after a short break and then we come back.